Right, we will start again. So when we have this two methyl groups on the bridge head, and if we want to do oxidation, epoxidation with MCPBA, then what is the stereochemistry or stereochemical crowding around this double bond? You see, from above the plane, yes, we have a methyl group. From below the plane, we have, as usual, the two hydrogens. Now, which one will create more sterical crowding around this double bond? Two hydrogens are small when compared to methyl group. So that is why methyl group creates a bulk sterical crowding, more sterical crowding compared to these two hydrogens. So in this case, exo-epoxidation is not possible, whereas endo-epoxidation is possible. Okay, so this is how we can play around the stereochemistry of epoxidation reactions. So here we will get endo-epoxide. Endo-epoxide. When you are writing the endo product, see, it should be the bond should be straight lines. It should be straight line. So this we can have it inclined. So unsubstituted norbornene will give exoepoxide, whereas substituted norbornene, substitution on bridge head, that will give endoepoxide. I'll give three more examples on selectivity. Consider these similar alkenes. When we have a double bond here, when we have a double bond here, it is the same thing. It is the same thing, but when we have a cis compound, then it will be different. And when we have a double bond at the fusion itself, then the products will be different. I will explain this. So when we do oxidize these four alkenes, similar alkenes with MCPBA, what we can get is here we will get epoxide in the below the plane. Similarly here also, but for these two examples we will get epoxide in the above the plane. So for trans we will get epoxide in the below the plane. I'll also give all the transition states. Okay, first take the problems. I'll also give all transitions possible. Even the double bond is here. This time also we will get an epoxide below the plane. Why? Because the methyl group which is in above the plane, that will create a sterical crowding. So MCPBA will approach the double bond from below the plane. So that is why we will get epoxide in below the plane. But for these two, the cis alkene, we will get epoxide in the above the plane. Though methyl group creates sterical crowding, but still epoxidation takes place from above the plane itself. I'll give the transition state also. Here also, even the methyl group creates sterical crowding above the plane, but epoxidation occurs from above the plane. Take all these examples so that I'll explain all these problems with the transition state. First, I'll give the transition state for this. Since 6-member rings, we must represent them in chair conformation. Right. What is this? This is a trans compound. This is a trans compound. So that means methyl above the plane, hydrogen below the plane, and there is a double bond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Right. So this double bond will be like a twisted boat. This chair, it will be like a twisted boat. Right. So in this transition state, methyl group is above the plane, hydrogen is below the plane. If this epoxy MCPBA wants to approach from the above the plane, this methyl group creates sterical crowding. So for this molecule, it is not possible to have epoxidation from above the plane, whereas from below the plane, yes, only hydrogen is there. Hydrogen may not create such a sterical crowding, so it is possible to have epoxidation from below the plane. Similarly, for this also, similarly we can explain this for this double bond also. The epoxidation takes place from above the below the plane, because above the plane that will create a sterical crowding. Methyl group create a sterical crowding. But when you look at the other two examples, this is a cis system. How do we draw the cis system? Yes, in a chair conformation, if you want to write the cis, so methyl is above the plane, hydrogen also should be above the plane. I'm just representing with a lengthy bond to avoid any confusion. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Otherwise, I'll rewrite. Okay, wait. I'll rewrite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have a methyl group here. We have a hydrogen here. Yeah, I'll represent with the lengthy bond. Right. So for this alkene, if it has to approach from the above the plane, yes, methyl group will create spherical crowding. Absolutely no problem for that. But if it wants to approach from the below the plane, then these two hydrogens, which are very close together, so they will create large spherical crowding compared to above the plane. Why? See, methyl group is above the plane, but you can see it is look like a arrow structure, right? Curved shape. So there is a huge amount of space available for the MCPBA to approach from the above the plane. But here, yes, here we have very less space. These hydrogens, these axial hydrogens, they are creating spherical crowding. Okay, so that is why in this case, below the plane approach is not possible, whereas above the plane approach is possible. Above the plane approach is possible. Okay, so these hydrogens, they are very close together, so they will create large spherical crowding compared to methyl, because it is like a curved structure and there is a huge space available from above the plane. Of course methyl is there, but still you can see there is a large space available for MCPBA to approach above the plane. Okay. Similarly, we can explain this also when we draw the resin chair conformation. When double bond is there at the fusion, ring fusion, then how do we draw? We should draw like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 6. Then there is a methyl group here above the plane, but here there is a hydrogen here. We are also having a one more hydrogen. I'm not representing that. Then we have two hydrogens here. So when MCPBA wants to approach from the below the plane, then it is very difficult for the MCPBA to approach from the below the plane. Whereas from above the plane, yes, you can see above the plane, of course, metal is there, but still there is a large space available. So MCPBA can easily approach from the above the plane. Okay, so that is why these two systems in the cis compound and double bond at the ring fusion, they will give epoxide in the above the plane, whereas other alkenes with the trans configuration, they will give epoxide in the below the plane. They will give epoxides in the below the plane. Yes, if you have any doubts, you can ask me here. So don't take this. Okay. So yeah, this is for this. This is for this. Yeah, I'm going to change this. If you haven't completed, please take a snapshot. Right. I'll give 3 problems. You practice them. As I said earlier, MCPBA epoxidations are regioselective. They will preferentially undergo epoxidation with more electron-rich double bond. And one more important point about these MCPBA reactions, they are very fast reactions. Okay, yeah, you can give the products. These are regioselective epoxidations. So only more electron-rich double bond undergoes epoxidation. More electron-rich double bond undergoes epoxidation. So here also we have 2 double bonds, one double bond here, another double bond here. You just differentiate both of them. So yeah, this is an exception. In the enolate chemistry, I did tell you that whenever we add an anion, a base, protonation, deprotonation takes place from here. But this is an exception where enolate ion generates here, so that forms an enolate and that undergoes protection with AC. Okay. And if we want to do epoxidation with MCPBA, then what happens? What is the product here? Please explain all these problems with regioselectivity. I'll give the answer for this. You explain the mechanism for this. Okay, I'll give the answer. You just explain the mechanism. I have given the answer. Explain the mechanism for this. I'll take 10 more minutes because this is not a complete. This is not completed, so I'll take 10 more minutes. So remember, when you are answering these problems, it should be regioselective. That means more electron-rich double bond only undergoes epoxidation. Here also it is a similar thing. These two double bonds, the substituents on double bonds are different. So when you have different substituents, then electron density around these two double bonds will also vary. When we epoxidize this, when we oxidize this with MCPBA, of course, styrene epoxide. This is styrene, so what we will get styrene epoxide. Right. What I want to tell you here is we will also use a co-catalyst, 2 to 8% of the co-catalyst. Of course, the reaction is same. Okay, the reaction is same. We are not going to change the reaction. What is NMO? What is NMO? NMO is a co-oxidant, N-methyl morpholine N oxide. N-methyl, this is morpholine N oxide. N-methyl morpholine N oxide. It is a co-oxidant. MCPBA, after epoxidation, it will be converted to metachlorobenzoic acid. So the co-catalyst N-methyl morpholine N oxide now will oxidize the metachlorobenzoic acid back to metachloroperbenzoic acid. That means whatever the benzoic acid generated will be oxidized back to MCPBA. So we don't need to use more amount of MCPBA. Okay, we can use less amount of MCPBA, use more amount of NMO, so that whatever the metachlorobenzoic acid formed, that will be back oxidized to MCPBA using NMO. That MCPBA will oxidize the reagents. Okay, so this is how we can reduce the use of hazardous peracids. Okay, take small amount of peracid, use co-catalyst NMO. This co-catalyst will oxidize metachlorobenzoic acid back into metachloroperbenzoic acid. I'll take 10 more minutes and I'll complete this MCPBA oxidations. Epoxidation of allylic alcohols. Epoxidation of allylic alcohols. So for what we have discussed, it is just epoxidation of alkenes, whether sterically crowded or sterically free. But what if there is an allylic alcohol and when we want to oxidize it with the MCPBA, how this alcohol will direct the MCPBA to approach whether from below the plane or above the plane. Okay. Generally, OH group, remember, OH group will coordinate with MCPBA. OH group will coordinate with MCPBA. So OH group is above the plane. So MCPBA will also be above the plane. Then epoxidation takes place from above the plane. Epoxidation takes place from above the plane. Okay, so if OH is below the plane, epoxidation will occur in the below the plane. If OH is above the plane, epoxidation occur above the plane. The OH directs the MCPBA. How do we explain this? Then we have OH here. Then what OH will do? The hydrogen and oxygen now will coordinate. So MCPBA, for example, if it is a peracid, as I said earlier, it is a butterfly mechanism. So there will be interaction between double bond and peracid oxygen. Then there will be interaction between oxygen and hydrogen. This is a general butterfly mechanism. But when there is a alcohol in the ring, alcohol in the starting material, this hydrogen will have interaction with the oxygen. That means MCPBA, first it coordinates with the hydrogen. It will have hydrogen bonding with the alcoholic hydrogen. It will have hydrogen bonding with the alcoholic hydrogen. So if OH is above the plane, then epoxide will be above the plane. OH is below the plane, epoxide will be below the plane. So this is how we can shift. You can write this alka a little bit above. Okay, so like this. So in the epoxidation of allylic alcohols, OH directs the MCPBA. Yeah, I will give just 2 more examples and I'll complete this class. Yeah, please take a snapshot if you haven't completed. I'm going to change this. Right. I'll give just 2 examples for this. Okay. Yeah. Forget about the sterical crowding or any other factors while we are epoxidizing allylic alcohols. Just do mind about the hydroxyl group. Where is the hydroxyl group? If it is above the plane, epoxidation takes place from above the plane. If it is below the plane, epoxidation takes place from below the plane. Okay, you just mind only the hydroxyl group. Since OH is below the plane, we will get epoxide in below the plane. It doesn't matter for us whether this tertiary butyl group is above the plane or below the plane. Since OH is above the plane, the epoxide will be above the plane. Epoxide, sorry, here it is TBTH. TBH. Major product will be above the plane. If it is not alcohol, if it is ether, that means if it is protected, alcohol is protected, then what happens? When we want to epoxidize with it, whether this alkoxide will direct the MCPBA or not. No, it is not possible. Why? Because MCPBA can bond a hydrogen bonding with hydrogen on the oxygen. Okay, it is not forming hydrogen bonding with the oxygen. the hydrogen on oxygen is forming a hydrogen bond with MCPBA. That means this hydrogen is must for the alcohol, then only it can direct the MCPBA. But if the hydrogen is replaced with an alkyl, that means it is protected as an ether, then this will not direct the MCPBA. Okay, so it is simply a substituent now, because there is the substituent is above the plane. That means we will have spherical crowding above the plane, so we will get epoxide below the plane, because we have a substituent above the plane. The substituent will create spherical crowding in the above the plane, so that is why we are getting epoxide in the below the plane. So now the OR group just acts as a substituent. It just acts as a substituent. So in this case, epoxide will be above the plane. In this case, epoxide will be below the plane. The last example for this class. Yeah. In this case, see what is the difference? Difference is just solvent. Here we are using DCM, dichloromethane. Here we are using ether. This is an oxygen solvent. This is a chlorine solvent. When we do oxidation, epoxidation in oxygen solvent or in other than oxygen solvent, what is the difference? See, when we do the epoxidation in DCM, so we will get epoxide according to normal rules. That means MCPBA will coordinate with alcohol. So this alcohol is above the plane, this alcohol is again above the plane. So the epoxide will be above the plane only. There is absolutely no problem. Okay, so from previous knowledge, we can say MCPBA can coordinate with the hydroxy alcohol. So the epoxide will be from above. But whereas in this case, when ether is used as a solvent, MCPBA now coordinates with ether. Since it is an oxygen containing solvent, MCPBA with uh, acidic hydrogen, so it can interact with ether. That means MCPBA now interacts with ether. So MCPBA is already, it forms a complex, an adduct with ether solvent. Okay, so there is no possibility, for the MCPBA to interact with OH, Then if it doesn't interact with OH, then it feels spherical crowding with the above the plane substituents. So the epoxide will be below the plane. Or we can also say the hydroxides, now they will form hydrogen bonding with the solvent. They will form hydrogen bonding with the solvent. That means hydroxides, alcohols will now interact with ether. So they are not able to interact with MCPB because they are already having hydrogen bonding with solvent, because solvent is large in amount. So these can easily form hydrogen bonding with solvent, because OH group is already involved in bonding with ether, that means hydrogen bonding. Now OH group cannot interact with MCPB. If OH group does not interact with MCPBA, it will not direct the MCPBA. Now, when we look at the structure, yes, ethyl group is above the plane. Of course, OH2, OH groups are also above the plane. They will all create spherical crowding in the above the plane. So we can say epoxide will be below the plane. You just see the beauty of the reaction by just changing the solvent from oxygen solvent to non-oxygen solvent. We have epoxides in opposite planes, right? Yeah, if you have any doubts, please. With this, I am completing today's class. Tomorrow we will continue our discussion. Yeah, if you have any doubts, I can answer. Yeah, as I request you earlier, please someone record the class so that we can upload in the group. So whoever not able to make it, they can listen to it. Okay, right. Thank you. Yeah.
Sir, it's not a allylic alcohol, sir.
Yeah, here it is not an allylic alcohol, right?
Yes, sir.
Then anyway, if it is OH is there, it doesn't matter whether it is allylic alcohol or not. If OH is there in the molecule, then that OH will direct the MCP.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, anybody is having doubts, yes, you feel free to ask doubts.